I've got a soul contract today for the name Marlene, and we've got, I went ahead and did all the work, so we have the numbers here already. We've got 4 numbers, 4 frequencies we're working with today. 3 of them would be karmic type numbers, karmic type frequencies that you have to spend your life getting into these frequencies. And these 6, well, one talent aspect, one talent frequency that's just naturally very, very, very good at, and effortlessly will help you move through life in some essence. So let's talk about the karmic positions first, the aspects that are pretty hard. First of all, I would like to say that I find this quite funny to me. Sevens don't like being perceived. They have this heart wound where they kind of close off and mask up, and they kind of manipulate others or act very well. But on a mask, there's this Gemini aspect that's rooted in basically a heart wound. Something happened when you were young, and you have this core fear of being seen, being perceived. Another fear of how, if people see the real side to you, people see the authentic version of you, they're going to hate you. They're not going to love you anymore. There's this whole aspect of it there as well. Or that in reality, 7 is all about opening up that heart wound and allowing yourself to be seen, to be authentic, because 7 is the most magnetic number there is. It's a great teacher after you learn to open up that heart space, because you hold space for others. You understand the importance of holding space for others when you get to this goal of learning to be authentic within self and not be so manipulative to others within relationships and show the true face that you have. And it's quite interesting that this is the soul destiny as well, is learning to flow into authenticity and teach from that aspect. 3s are a master teacher number. 3s are all about that depth coming in with vast knowledge from deep within your soul and psyche to say to others and speak to others. But in its karmic position, you don't really have access to that. It's like all this depth is hidden, covered up by a thin layer of dirt that you kind of put there yourself. It's the body part associated with it is your right ear is listening. The ability you have is to listen, because you're a great listener. You love music. 3s generally love music. A good outlet for them is singing, speaking, singing or using your voice is a great way to heal the 3s as well. But 3s are one of the traits of the 3 is poverty to wealth, and poverty meaning either physical, monetary, or emotional. And this is rooted in a place of not feeling whole, not feeling whole in the sense of who you are. So there's that I am factor of yourself lacking. I am not good enough to charge for my services, or I am not enough for X, Y, and Z. So you tend to, if it's in a lacking space of materialism with money, you be somebody who works a lot, and then with all the extra money that you make, you spend it on stuff and surround yourself with the things that you buy to feel a sense of wholeness. Or you try to get in relationships all the time, because a relationship, when you have another partner, is when you feel whole. And if you don't have another partner, you don't have that sense of wholeness within self. So there's also this aspect of overindulging in sex too much, or none at all, or just that would be very subjective to the person in question and other readings to make up that assumption or that frequency, that specific branch of frequency. But so since we're just talking about general overview of it, there's this aspect of not being in modern words fake. Stop learning to show up in your authentic self that you are, and really hold true to that magnetism and teach on the heart space. So let's talk about your effortless gift, by the way. The 6 is action. Its main quality is thought. It's all about creativity. And creativity doesn't mean art. Creativity literally means in anything, any way that you are good at expressing creativity. It's direct connection to source, again, from this depth that you have that you don't really want to connect to when it's karmic position. As you get older, of course, you connect it. You have that 7 aspect where you connect you connect through your hearts to that depth in emotion. And with this thoughts aspect, you have all of these ideas constantly flooding your mind, but there's this aspect in its negative form. Now, although it's in your talent, there's some aspects of negative that will pop up, and it will show different for everybody else, but it could be for you, based off of the other numbers I'm seeing. You just starting a project and finishing a project is the hardest part, and starting a project and following through is another hard part. There's a bit of rigidity, my way or the highway type of aspect to it, where you need to learn to, get like a to-do list and follow through with it one step at a time and just take action, because the 6s generally don't want to take risks unless they have guaranteed success as an outcome. So if you need to book a reading and you want to have that one-on-one session where we could kind of go in depth into it in a confidential manner and break down exactly how these energies show up and how you could then use this information to understand, this is the frequencies that show up for me in X, Y, and Z in certain areas of my life, and this is how I could then work with it to become better at doing things I'm already doing, or increasing, business flow, because 6 is a great business number as well with the 7 number in terms of networking, and 3 is learning how to connect and communicate. But yeah, I love you. You can always reach out directly from my link in bio, book a reading on my Calendly app. I love you. Have a good night.